Failure is frustrating. Failure is something you don't put on your resume. On the contrary, one does not simply write a resume of his or her failures. At the same time, if you attempt great things, your failures are probably going to be just as impressive as your accomplishments. There's probably no other person alive today who embodies this notion more than Elon Musk. We all know that Elon Musk is an absolute genius with more incredible ideas than most people can care to remember. It may look like whatever the idea Elon Musk implements is going to become a success. Certainly, many of his ideas have turned into realities. Arguably, he revolutionized every industry he has ever touched: e-commerce, automotive industry, space flights, and sustainable energy. He is a successful entrepreneur, innovator, and one of the richest people in the world. In fact, some of Musk's failures have been so catastrophic that just one of them could have been the end of his career or even himself entirely, and it's likely to have been the end of many of us if we were in his shoes. This video reveals a whopping 11 failures Musk has experienced since 1995 on his journey to tech fame. Number 1. Rejection from Netscape. Can you imagine the CEO of Tesla and Spacex applying for a job? What's worse is, can you imagine the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX being rejected when applying for a job? Not many know this, but Musk had applied for a job at Netscape. However, he did not receive any replies as he had no background in computer science. He even went to their office, but returned as he was too shy to talk to anyone. Number 2. Ousted as CEO of his own company, Zip2. Elon Musk has had a fair share of losing his CEO status, and the first instance this happened was in his first company, Zip2. Zip2, a company which Musk and his brother had founded, was doing great with Musk as its CEO. The board of directors, looking at the long run, removed Musk as the CEO of his own company. The board claimed that Musk did not have the necessary operational responsibilities, and because of that, couldn't be the CEO. Number 3. PayPal was initially voted among the worst 10 business concepts of the year. Could you imagine the convenience and consistent use of PayPal once being voted as the worst business idea ever? This happened back in 1999. Believe it or not, PayPal was voted the worst business idea of the year in 1999 when it was released as the security software for the Palm Pilot and other handheld devices. Number 4. Musk crashed his new McLaren F1 that was worth $1 million. Yup, it's hard to believe that the founder of Tesla actually crashed his dream car, the McLaren F1, shortly after buying it. The crash happened in 1999. Number 5. Musk was kicked out of PayPal during his very own honeymoon. Musk founded X.com, an online payment company which went to become PayPal. In April 2000, Musk was made the CEO of the company. Soon after, Musk got into an argument with then CTO over which operating system to go forward with, Windows or Unix. The disagreement eventually resulted into his ousting as CEO from PayPal while he was on his honeymoon. Number 6. Elon Musk almost died from malaria. In 2000, Musk almost died after contracting malaria while traveling to his homeland, South Africa. His take on the incident? Vacation will kill you. Number 7. Russians refused to sell him rockets. He, along with a few others, traveled to Moscow to look for intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, that could send the envisioned payloads into space. They met a couple of companies who rejected their proposal. After 6 months, he visited Russia again for the same project. This time, they were offered a deal for $8 million for a rocket, which Musk considered too expensive. On his flight back from Moscow, Musk thought of creating his own company to make affordable rockets, and thus, SpaceX came into being. Number 8. SpaceX's first ever rocket launch exploded. It took Musk time and effort and a lot of capital to get the very first SpaceX rocket to launch, but it exploded. This happened back in 2006. What's worse is that the second launch, which was supposed to rectify the mistakes of the first launch, exploded as well. This happened back in 2007, just a year after the first rocket failure. It doesn't even stop there. In 2008, the third rocket launch failed again. This time, the rocket had NASA satellites on board. Number 9. Tesla crisis. Tesla Model S came with several problems like spontaneous battery combustion, making it dangerous to drive. This happened back in 2014 when Tesla was still trying to get a share of the automobile market. The Tesla Model X deliveries were delayed for more than 18 months due to manufacturing problems. Imagine 18 months. That's a whole year and a half worth of delays. Number 10. Tesla and SpaceX on the brink of bankruptcy. After pumping all his money into Tesla and SpaceX, Musk was running dry. Musk was living on personal loans from friends since October 2009. Even the company wasn't doing very good financially and had to borrow $465 million from the United States Department of Energy. Before this, Tesla had been largely surviving on Musk's personal investments, which was no longer possible. His divorce settlement with his wife added to his woes. Number 11. The last, but not the least, was the fifth rocket explosion that happened with Facebook satellites for Africa on the rocket worth $300 million. Looking back on the past 2 decades, you could say Musk has experienced bigger failures than he has successes in some way. But despite these setbacks, it is worth commending this visionary for bouncing back and making a success out of each and every one of them. It's true, despite his many failures, Elon Musk is not only a genius, but also an incredibly motivated individual with a burning desire to succeed. Although Tesla and SpaceX look certain to enjoy a successful future, it's testament to his character that we simply cannot doubt or imagine what the South African will do next. Please share your thoughts on our real-life Tony Stark.